get the $250 from crypto because his phones were turned off and they would send a code to his phone. And so he couldn't do the transaction because the phones were turned off. So he needed somebody to make a $250 payment to turn his phones back on. Once his phones came back on, he said that he would transfer the $250 from his crypto account and repay whoever loaned him the $250. But to me, Nosy, that speaks volumes. That screams to me that it speaks volumes to me.
Speak volumes about what? What does that have to do with the videos? What is she talking about? Who gives a fuck about that? Did you give him the 250 or not? You didn't? What's that got to do with anything? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Okay.
Well, because I
want to listen to this clip, and we're going to get to the Susu clip after. Let me finish this because I feel like there's something going on here.
We'll
get to Susu's clip next, okay?
According to, I hate to talk about people's finances because if I would have known that me going live would cause all of this fucking chaos, I only do it for fun. This is not a livelihood thing for me. I'm not, so if he's making the money he claims to be making on here, having access to $250 should be nothing. Okay?
Yeah.
So, just to even hear that he reached out for $250 to me is shocking. Because you on this motherfucker 24/8. So you should have access to more than enough funds to cover keeping your phone on, because that's what you use to make your money, no?
Well, we know that the crypto market is down. So if we just go strictly off of what he's told us, we're not making any assumptions. We're not coming up with any theories. We're going based on what he's told us. I know what I have in the market, and I know what I had in the market 2 months ago, and I know what I got now.
Pocket watching is crazy.
Now versus 2 months ago, and the market is down across the board. The whole crypto market is down. That's what I know. And he sacrificed us because this would bring numbers. That the stuff with him and Nitra, it was getting old. The stuff with him and Nitra was getting old. The stuff with him and Rick was getting old. I told him myself that I was sick of it. I was tired of hearing it. Let's do topics. Let's go back to you used to cover missing black girls. Let's talk about that again.
Right.
You used to cover real topics and it was interesting. Let's do that again. But he believes that mess sells, but he didn't expect that Nitra would ignore him. He didn't expect that. Rick, I told him, I said, Kev, you holding on to this stuff, and these people have moved on with their lives. They are moving on. They're having parties. They're getting together. They've forgotten about it.
And I want to make one thing clear, because I've said it from the time that I was accused of being cookie. I was actually the very first person that Nitra accused of being cookie. And then it turned into a plethora of a long list of different people. Okay?
Okay.
I never believed that Cookie is anybody outside of FOE. Never. I still don't. Because every event she's receiving a threat. And she's made it obvious that threat wasn't viable. And another thing, it's been well over 2 months. She said she went to the police, the FBI, all of this shit she said, right?
Right.
Okay? And nothing has come out of it? Nothing? We haven't heard nothing. not an update, not nothing. It's just another threat and another threat and another threat. So I never believed that Cookie was somebody that's real.
Let me tell you something, Noni. Kev is the only person that I have ever sent a Zelle payment to. Kev is the only person on this app that has my name.
He has mine too, and that's how he gave it to Salah.
But listen, he's the only person on this app that has my name, okay? If anybody, and I'm telling you anybody, anyone contacts me, puts my information out, I'm telling you anybody. What he doesn't know is I have information on Kev, but the level that he's willing to go, I'm not willing to go there. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to go there. There are people that dislike him to the point that they're willing to give, but I'm not willing to do those ugly, nasty things. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If any of my you hear me? One piece of it, whatever he does have in crypto is going to be mine. Whatever he is invested in is going to be mine. You hear me? And you could take that to the bank.
Well, I already knew where the mindset was when he sent Scala over here the other night to curse me out for no fucking reason. That lets me know that the threatening phone calls I was receiving back in August, that came from Kev giving my information out. I totally believe that now. And nobody's gonna change my fucking mind.
When did you start going live?
The end of July.
Noni, I'ma sleep good. All that cookie mess, let them have fun. Because today or tomorrow, like I said, I only have one phone. I've had this number for longer than I've had my children.
Yeah, so he came over here tonight, the Wednesday night. He came over here cursing me out after he had dropped out of Kev's box. Okay? I would play the voicemail he left me, but there's sensitive information on it. Now all of a sudden, Leola and Scala are frequenters over at Kev's live. So tell me what the fuck is the coincidence about that? The same people he talks shit about. Okay?
That's gonna get somebody in trouble.
Kev is gonna get somebody hurt. And the crazy thing about it is that you know what?
And he's a loser. I didn't know. I talked to somebody else, Noni.
Loser is crazy.
It was things I didn't know. I told you that initially I used to be in FOE, between FOE and the bando. And then when the shift happened between he and Nitra, I felt like I had to choose a side, and I felt like he had been done wrong because I saw them settle that and get along at the Players Ball, and I thought that Kev had been done wrong for them to get back to this app and then do what they did to him. But
there I agree. There I do agree.
Okay, but let me tell you something my mother always said. My mama always said, if everybody got a problem with you, it's not them, it's you. And let me tell you what I didn't know. That there was somebody that used to be in Kev's live named Holden, Hodan. He ran her off. That somebody else used to be in Kev's live named Shay. She was a mod. He ran her off. Like, he was tight with Nitra and he ran her off. He was tight with Rick and ran her off. He was tight with Alice and ran him off. It's like a pattern. You know what I mean? We could say what we want about Nitra, but Nitra got people that's locked in with her. That even when they argue and they disagree.
And there's so many people that are like, oh my God, they're crashing out. Absolutely not. None of this needed. Look, I'm going to stand on this. None of this needed to be where it's at right now. the cartoon, kept saying he didn't like it. I said, I'll take it down. I didn't think it was going to be so offensive to you. What did he do? He brought it to the app and crashed the fuck out on Sunday morning. He crashed the fuck out Sunday night. He's been crashing out about me on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday. Wednesday, he has Scala in his box. He asked Scala, do you know Noonie? Oh, no, I don't. Why? Oh, because she's been talking shit about you. Scala comes here, curses me out. I don't know him from a hole in the fucking wall, right? Like, it's just now he's into it with you and Carrie. Like,
No,
what?
listen to me. I need you to focus. I need you to focus. This is about the money. This man don't have any money, Noni. He don't have any money. That's the bottom line. He said it so many times. The mess makes the money. And he didn't have no mess. So he made up some. He made up some, Noni. Your lives, you have a budding baby platform that's just coming up. And the 40, 50, 80 people that you may have, Noonie is not taking any food off of his table. Those cartoons, Noonie, so what? I need you to focus. This is a broke man that is drumming up traffic to his platform, but he has sacrificed us to bring traffic to his platform. That's the bottom line. And like the most basic things, that's you trying to make sense of something that don't make sense. And what did he used to say all the time? If it don't make sense, it's what? It's not true. It's not true. You're trying to make sense of something that's foolish. You're trying your hardest to make something make sense of something that's dumb. Now, do I feel like he was leery of your platform, your up and coming platform? Yes. But to the extent that he would drum up all of this, not so much. This is more about money, Noni. This is more about money. That's why I said if you stopped going live and you stopped responding to him, that would hurt him worse. That would hurt him worse because arguing back and forth, what do people do? They're going to open up, they're going to stream him, and then they're going to stream you. They want to hear what people are saying. So it brings people in. But if you stop responding to him, it's just his typical standard spin out that he does all the time when he has an issue with someone. But because we're talking about it, people are going to listen to what we have to say, and then they're going to go over there to hear what he has to say, Noonie, and that brings views. Views bring money.
Right. Well, what you're not understanding is that he's been at this all week over what he said was a cartoon. So, listen, let me explain something to you. I wasn't even going to come live right now. I was in the shower. I was chilling for the night. You know what I mean? And then I'm getting text messages that he's crashing the fuck out again. So I'm going to do this.
I wasn't saying that to tell you not to go live.
No. I want to test the theory. I don't need to go live. I don't even make money. I just do it to chill. This is not a fucking priority for me. It never will be. I don't even have time to invest in this. You understand what I mean? Which is why I was just going the 2 hours in the morning. I can barely even do that anymore. I don't have the time. So I am not going to go live. Why? Because this shit is drama like a motherfucker. So I'll commit.
They just yapping. Hold on. Let me see where they were at. Hold on.
It's not going live.
Let me see. I thought there was a... Okay, I have Susu's live, parts 1 and 2. Okay, hold on. I want to see. I heard there. Oh, my ear. My ear itches. Okay, sorry, my ear is itching. Let me. Let me see if I can find another one of these clips.
So she knows who she sent it to, and that's the only person that should have possession of my
Okay.
phone. So
Silent Watcher only has 2 minutes of the beginning of it.
she knows who she sent it to, and that's the only person that
Who's
should
talking
have
about me?
possession of it.
You said someone is talking about you. Who's talking about me, Leola? I'll look out for your comments. Oh, that's why my ears are itching? Is that what that means? Someone's talking about you? Oh, you said you had it just here for the bit. You said you had the beginning. Okay, this is on just here, the number 4, a little bit. This is their page. They're in the comments too. They only have 134 followers, so make sure you follow them. This is another blogger, you guys. Please make sure you follow them. And mods, if you're still awake, if you're still with us, can you pin just here for a little bit if you see them in the comments? Because they have
because nobody's gonna make me believe that if he sent it to you and to Carrie, that he didn't send it to us.
I want to finish listening to their live, and then we're going to get to when they're on Susu's live. But I want to hear this first.
The people, right?
Well, I told him not to send it to other people. I told immediately, and look, I just took a screenshot of it.
Well, he's also been told to let all of this go too, but he keeps going and going and going. So now I want to fucking know why the fuck he sent that video out to begin with. To who else did he send it to?
Nosy, do me a favor. This shit has gone past TikTok.
Now, a lot of that went over. Okay, now remember, we're still against Kevin because he shouldn't have sent the screenshot out. Kev claims I never sent the video out. I only sent them a screenshot without Billy's head or anything, just that region, right? Private says she has a screenshot of it. She said I have a screenshot of it, and I kept it. Private never said she had a video. So where is this video? Where is this quote unquote video coming from? She just said it. I'll play it back.
Who else did he send it
Listen.
to?
Nosy, do me a favor. This shit has gone past TikTok. I want both of you to let this go for a second. Drop.
Because nobody's gonna make me believe that if he sent it to you and to Carrie, that he didn't send it to other people, right?
Well, I told him not to send it to other people. I told immediately, and look, I just took a screenshot of it.
Well, he's also been told to let all of this go too, but he keeps going and going and going. So now I want to fucking know why the fuck he sent that video out to begin with. To who else did he send it to?
Nosy, do me a favor. This shit has gone past TikTok. I want both of you
This is Carrie, right? This anointed one? This is Carrie?
to let this go for a second. Drop this motherfucking lie.
Talking about her anus.
And let me deal with this shit. I'm on the phone with my lawyer. I'm not playing no games. I am getting ready to handle this shit the way it needs to be handled. Please, if y'all trust me or y'all are who we are, the closest that we got, y'all please respect me enough to drop this shit and let me deal with it that we need to.
I respect that.
I'm not playing this game with Kev. Let this shit go for a second, y'all.
I respect that. That's fine. Yeah, so this is gonna be what it's gonna be. I guess since things were sent, you know, it needs to go where it needs to go. All I'm saying is that this has gone way too far. Period. From Sunday to now, it's just been such a fucking public display of low livery, in my opinion.
Okay.
He's a low life, and let me tell you something.
Okay, so this
he has nothing.
we heard
You should
that.
have access to more than enough.
He has nothing. Let me.
You should have access to more than enough. And I'll take it down. I didn't think it was gonna be so offensive to you. What did
So
he
we
do?
heard that.
You know, threatened you to that magnitude that and then she accused me of that. I took it very seriously because it was fucked up. Just like this whole situation with the video is very fucked up.
Okay, we heard all of
But
this.
let me tell you something, Noni. Ultimately, gag. What's the gag about Lorenzo messaging me and like even like threatening Nitra? Let me tell you something. Scared. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, and I don't play like that. It's just I don't think I'm better than people, Noni, but I was raised not to differently. That some things is just too low for me. I'm not like a lot of other people. Not better, just a little bit different. And so I would never threaten anyone, which is why I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
So am I. Actually, I'm about to end this live because again, I wasn't planning to be here tonight anyway. So you have a good night.
No, we're missing a part. We're missing a part, and I'm gonna tell you the part that I'm looking for. Okay. There's a reason why I wanted to listen to this live stream. Okay, because I got a DM about this live stream. I didn't get the clip, but I got a DM about this live stream. In this live stream, Private accuses me and Leola of being a troll page. She said, I think it's Nosy or Leola behind it. Where is that clip? And that's what I need to hear. I want to hear what she's accusing me and Leola of and what troll page she's saying that we're behind. Ready to do business with Zeus Network. I want to know. Yes, Femme Fatale too. Yes. Vigilante? And who's Shamika? She said, what's a Shamika? And what's a Vigilante? Are those the two names of these pages she's saying that we're behind? I'm trying to find that clip. That's the clip that I'm trying to find. Does anybody know where it's at? And anybody know where I can hear it? I think you skipped it. I don't think I did. Because there's only 3 clips of their live.
On Friday, both of his phones were turned off.
Okay,
and he needed
we heard this portion about his phones being off. Let me
and my livelihood doesn't depend on.
He didn't expect that. Rick, I told him, I said, Kev, you holding on to this stuff, and these
We
people
heard
have
that.
moved on one piece of it. One piece of it. Whatever he does have in crypto.
She said we were Shamika. Who is Shamika? What did the Shamika page say and or do that she's accusing us of being before I really cuss Private out?
It's gonna be mine. Whatever he is invested in. Initially, I used to be an FOE.
We heard that.
She was a mod. He ran her off.
We heard that.
That's the bottom line. He said it so many times. The mess makes the money.
We heard that.
This is more about money. That's why I said.
We heard that.
It really isn't. Not to this magnitude. Now, all right. Okay, it's one thing that we fell out. Whatever. He did whatever he did. He came to the forefront. He did whatever. Okay, fine. Whatever. Now, it's the next day is this one. The next day is that one. The next day, this one. Here's text message.
Do you know if it's in part 1, 2, or 3? I'll keep listening. This is part 2.
And totally fucking too much, too fast. And because I am not unhinged and my livelihood doesn't depend on TikTok, right? I have a different view about it than he does. If this is his livelihood and he's hanging on to this shit for dear fucking life to the point that he's gonna be attacking you ladies to this magnitude, then I have no interest in being a part of that, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
But somebody needs to look into that vigilante account.
Okay.
Somebody needs to trace that vigilante account. We need to know who's being, because I believe it's him. I've always thought Kev was vigilante. Always.
And just like Kev could be Shamika.
Kev is not Shamika. I think either Nosy or Leola is Shamika.
But
Okay. There, I heard it. I'm glad. Let me bookmark this, 'cause I'm gonna need that for later. So it's crazy. I don't even know who and what a Shamika is, and who and what a Shamika. Does anybody know what the Shamika page did, and what the Shamika's page and their correlation to Bando, and why? Yeah, what would I need a fake account? You know what I mean? Like, everyone has burners, but like, I'm gonna tell you honestly what I do with my burner account. I support creators. I throw for creators. I send gifts to creators, and my burner page has a pretty high gifter badge, because the thing about it is that I don't go live often. But when I do go to people's lives, I've noticed in the past that I get penalized for supporting some creators, and I get bashed for it. I get dragged for it, and I'm just like, I should be able to spend my money. My burner pages are so that I can support who I want to support without being harassed. And I noticed that when I support, like even in my burners DMs, there are so many people, not creators, but so many people like sending me DMs and stuff like about, oh, can you throw for my next battle and stuff like that, because that's how big I throw. But I do it so I can support creators without the backlash. On a burner account, I can do it and I can just mind my business and be like, yeah, I support this creator. Da-da-da. But as soon as people find out you support a creator, they want to start making you the topic, you're the live stream. So that's why what I do with my burners, I don't harass people. I don't go around slandering people. I just do it because I'm like, I like to enjoy watching live streams without having to be harassed, like, oh, did you see Nosy gave so-and-so a universe? Oh, did you see Nosy went to so-and-so's live and threw her two diamond money guns? I don't want that. I'm just like, and I don't know why it's become that. And that's how it's become over the last year. It wasn't like this, but now it's like this. So I'm just like, let me just use my burner page to just listen to live streams when I'm driving or cooking, and I can support those creators who I'd like to listen to without being harassed. You know what I mean? And crazy and funny enough, quiet as it's kept, I support everybody. Like, I be in everybody's lives and I gift everybody. I be in everybody's battles and I gift everybody. I be over there doing that because I'm just like, you can't do it without people harassing you about it, like making you feel bad, like, oh, you threw this person a diamond money gun. You didn't see that they was dragging this other person last week? It's like, okay, that's not my business. I just like the live because it's interesting and it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I do it. I do it to gift privately. I don't do it for any other reason but to give privately. So this whole, oh, Nosy's behind, I don't have to troll nobody. If I really felt like cussing somebody out on the front end, I'll cuss them out on the front end. I don't have to do that. I don't have to, because I know what it feels like for people to be on burner pages saying horrible, disgusting fucking things to me. So I would never do that to somebody because I'm not a monster. So I don't know who this fucking Shamika page is, but I want to know what the Shamika page did to these people so I can get an understanding as to why they would think it's me and Leola.
So I can answer that for you, Nosy.
And you're Carrie, right, Carrie? Hello.
I am. So Shamika is not a troll. She doesn't say anything bad at all. Shamika gives very heavy. So what you just said, Shamika sent Kev, like she popped up out of the blue and nowhere, sent him $2,000 in one line.
Oh, I'll never do that now.
Days later, she sent him another $1,000 in a line. So that's all Shamika's done. I believe Shamika's not real, but that would be the reason why she would believe that it's y'all, because of the heavy PayPals that it said Shamika sends.
Yeah, but I don't send men like money. I actually think that men should be working and they shouldn't get my money. And y'all know I can't stand men, so why would you think that? Why would y'all even put that out there?
So let me ask
know.
this.
That's just the correlation that's why she thought, because it was a extremely heavy gifter, and not sending gifts but sending PayPals to $2,000 in one live, $1,000 in one live.
But
Okay.
how would you know that unless he told y'all?
Exactly. He said it in the live. He kept calling her name. He would call out the amount. He'll say put W in the chat, and that's how it was. But we'll see the name in there. Of course, he'll say put W in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know if she's really sending it or not. That's just what he's saying. So again, she doesn't come in the live and say much or nothing. She hasn't said anything bad. She just sends a lot of money, according to Kev.
So what you're saying, according to you, Anointed, you're saying that you think that that's fake, like a fake support in order to kind of like engage the other people watching to support?
Yes.
And Private thinks that that person is probably real, like a real big gifter. But okay, I see that, but no, I don't use PayPal and I don't send money on PayPal to anybody. I receive money from PayPal through TikTok and Facebook, but I don't send no money, so it most certainly ain't me. Okay, I see what you mean.
Okay, but still, all of Kev's people know I can't stand men. They all know that.
Well, I mean, maybe Private didn't know. You know what I mean? Maybe she thought it was you. It most certainly is not me. I'm not sending nobody no $2,000. Now, will I send somebody like 2 diamond money guns? Yeah, $2,000 that's rent, and I'm not sending that to nobody. Period. At all. So okay, that makes sense. Thank you. I thought it was like this person with a troll page doing something evil and egregious and da-da-da. But also too, during Kevin's players ball, when he was crowdfunding for like, because he had larger live goals than, not live goals, but he had larger Cash App goals at the time he was using Cash App. I'd Cash App Kev like for the what's it called, players ball and stuff like that, and he always called out my name. So even if let's say I did send like Kev $1,000 through Cash App at the time when he was using it, he would have just said my name. He's always called out my name during the time where he was gearing up for the players ball and I was sending him money. He would be like, oh, thank you, Nosy, thank you for the Cash App. He never would have said, oh, thanks, Shamika. You know what I mean? He never would have did that. So it wouldn't make sense for me to do it from a private account if I was already doing it from a public account and he was publicly thanking me. So that's the part that doesn't make sense, because that's how I feel like, Private, you must be new or something, because I've always gifted Kev and he's always called my name directly to my face,
Also,
Right, but this Shamika account just popped up.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but Kev,
it's not somebody that's regularly in the bando. They popped up out of nowhere and they just started sending money.
but
So,
Kev literally just unblocked me like 5 days ago.
Yeah, me too, because I was in bando court.
Yeah.
right. So, at the end of the day, it was
Y'all are
just a
just
thought
terrible
that she thought.
detectives.
Well, I mean, for me, I don't think Shamika's real. I'm just calling a spade a spade. But it was just a thought because of the heavy gifting. That's it. It wasn't nothing bad. She doesn't say nothing bad. She popped up out of the blue, out of nowhere. And honestly, it was right after you guys were unblocked that she popped up and she started sending $2,000 in one live, $1,000 in another live. So, I mean, and I guess that's what she was looking at. I can't speak for her. I can only say that is why she thought it was y'all, because of the amount that person was gifting.
But there's other rich people on the app.
Can I ask something really quickly? You said you didn't think the account was real. When did you not think the account was real? Was it before or after the fallout? Before the fallout?
Before, I inboxed him on the back end and told him to be careful. I don't think it's real. I think they can be after your PayPal. You just be careful. I said you
And what did
deserve
he say?
it, but be careful. He
And
said
what was-
no. He feel like it's real.
He said he felt like it was real, or he said, no, this is real.
He said he felt like it was real. Then he said, no, the money is deposited already. And then he said, I can't wait to get off this live to take the money out of the account.
So you were telling him be careful because you thought it felt like a scam, and he said, no, the money's real.
Right.
Got you. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay, well, that's all I had. All right, at least I know. And thank you very much, Carrie, for
Still offended though.
You're welcome.
Leola. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, fine, bye.
Y'all know she'll be offended by everything. Okay, let's get to Susu's. Did he show it? I don't know, because I just got unblocked by Kev. I told you last week when I went to Bando Court, I was an attorney over there. That's when I got banned. So I don't know about none of that. Okay. Where was Shamika when his phone was off? Y'all, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Okay. Okay, let me get to Susu's. I need y'all to leave me the hell alone. Okay. Okay. Let me get to Susu's live. Did I save it? Good God Almighty. I don't know if I saved it. Did I bookmark this bitch or not?
What you mean?
Sorry, I had to save that video of Santana. Damn, where's Susu's live at? Did I bookmark it? Does anybody know where I can find it? I had to talk about Nitra so bad FOE would help him. In 4K, thank you.
Streams just.
N4. N4K changed their name to N4K Ho? Okay.
Him about 3 or 4 times on the back end. Kev, you're wrong.
Okay, I got it.
Kev, why you did that? Him about 3 or 4 times on the back end.
Shout out to N4K Ho. They have the clip. I'm gonna like it and repost it if you wanna watch it on your own, okay? So it's gonna be in my reposts.
Kev, you're wrong. Kev, why you did that? Kev, you this. Kev, you that. And he kept going. So when this last situation came up, I was in Kev's comment and I said, Kev, you wrong. Don't do it like that. Kev was on live. Kev said a call is coming in. I didn't call Kev. He called me. He said, Carrie, please sit this one out. Even on the live, he asked me to sit it out. And I said, Kev, no, you wrong. You shouldn't do that. You're wrong. Right? And so he kept going. Kev called me a couple of days ago. Kev said to me a couple of days ago, Carrie, it just ain't right. I said, Kev, just leave it alone. Let this shit die down. Leave it alone. Stop going after Noonie. Noonie not going after you. I talked to Noonie and I talked to Kev. Kev say, okay, I'm done with it. I'm not going to say nothing else. He told me everything he was going to do. Okay, Kev, fine. Kev go right back the next day and get on it. So I told Kev, I'm not coming back on your platform. I don't want to hear you dragging her. I don't want to hear her dragging you. So I chose not to go on their platform. I was in Mad Cow's live. I was on 3 live. Hell, I pop up in NJ live and came in your live, Susu. I don't have a problem with that. I didn't want to be in the middle. So I hadn't been going to his platform. Mad ended her live. I dropped in his platform. Soon as I dropped in, I went into the box. I wasn't even in my car. I was working. So you'll hear on the live where Kevin's calling my name a couple of times before I even respond. That was because I didn't even know I was in his live. I was in Mad's live. I dropped him there. By the time I got back in my car, I went up there. Because I saw you in Noonie live. Yes, I was in the live. I did a mob break. And at the end of the mob break, I said, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. And then I got out. And I said, Kev, I'm not in the middle of this shit. I don't want to be in the middle.
I want to ask another question. When Kev sent you the video of Noonie, the video of Billy, what was your response?
I really didn't have a response. Me, him, and Private was on the phone. And I was like, wow. What Martin, he was
y'all were on a 3-way call?
We were on a 3-way call.
He said y'all were on 2 different phones. You was on one phone, Private was on another.
Bullshit. We were on a 3-way call because Private was on the phone.
No. He was on 2 different phones. That's true. He was talking to Carrie on one phone on speaker, and he was talking to me on another phone on speaker. That is true. He was on two.
Okay. And he said he recorded that call. So there was a third phone that recorded this call.
Well,
I
that's
hope he did.
well, that's
Then you should play that.
He
Yeah,
needs
you
to
should
play
play
that
that.
because when he sent it to me, I said, "Kev, what the fuck? Like, what is this?"
And it ain't no still shot. She's screaming it's a still shot. There's
It's a video.
videos.
It's a video.
And he
Okay, I
said
got
to
another
us,
question.
y'all please delete
There's
them.
a third person that has the video that apparently wasn't on the call, right?
We don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know that. I know me
There
and
are
Fox
three
got it. I don't know
names,
nothing
right?
about that.
No, he said
I never shared
Tangy.
it.
He most definitely said Tangy. So where does Tangy
That's a
fit in?
lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. It was just he.
I don't know nothing about things.
It was just him, me, and Carrie.
That's it.
It was just him, me, and Carrie on the phone. This was the night that I told y'all that I thought he was going to hurt himself. That it was just me, him, and Carrie, and we didn't. He sent it. He didn't give us a heads up or nothing. He sent that
Right.
video, and I didn't even know it was coming from. My phone dinged, and when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my!" I was like, "Kev, are you? What is wrong with you?" Like, he just sent it out of nowhere, and I told him, I said, "Kev, don't send that to anyone else because
Exactly.
that was the first thing I
So
said."
did any of you redistribute it?
No.
Why would we?
Okay,
Why?
so then
That
what
don't
do
make
y'all
sense.
I had a question. So according to Kev, he was on the phone with these women explaining to them that Billy, he didn't physically harm Billy by having anal, but that she enjoyed it and therefore proceeded to show them screenshots. According to Kev, they said it was a video, but Kev said it was screenshots. And their first reaction is like, "Oh, we're on the phone with him," and then my phone dings and he sends me the video. And then they say that, "Oh, I was like, Kev, why the fuck did you send this? Da, 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 da. Follow me here because I think I'm on to something." But they also proceed to say that Kev said he has an audio call of that conversation. One thing I find strange, what made Kev record that call? What was it about that call that Kev felt prompted to record? Like, does Kev always record all his calls, or was it that specific call that he thought, I should record this? Was it because he knew that there was something about their interactions with him, or their interactions on the call, that gave him pause for concern? Or was it, right, did it sound like a setup, right? Was he trying to set them up in some way, shape, or form? But how could he set them up if he sent them an explicit video that he had no business, or explicit imagery, let's just call it explicit imagery, that he had no business sending them? Because I'm curious about this call, because I'm not calling these women liars, but I'm curious about their reaction. If he got on a phone call to tell them, hey, blah, 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 why would there, why, because you were on that call, right, Carrie? Why would your reaction be, oh my God, what is this video?
So that's what I was saying in your comments. There is a video that you are missing. The first time Kev went live that night, Kev said out of his own mouth that I sent videos. Somebody continued to call Kev, and when he came back on is when he changed it and said he only sent still pictures.
So
Also that night.
Walk me through
Also that night. Go ahead.
If you don't mind, Carrie, can you walk me through that night? So was it normal procedure to just be like, after a live stream, maybe you guys get on a phone call and everybody chit chats? Was that like a normal thing or no?
How we got on that call that night was him and Private was on the phone call, right?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently when talking to Private, he made like a notion as if he wanted to harm himself.
Mm-hmm.
He said the last thing he said was, "Now I see why people unalive themselves." And then he said, "I'm gonna take a shower." She said it sounded very somber. So she sent a few of us an inbox saying, "Please call."
Okay,
When I
let me
called
pause you
her-
right there. Did you have a conversation with Private before Kev made those explicit statements that about self-harm? Did you have a conversation with Private about, before he made those statements, why did he feel the need that he wanted to self-harm? Was it because of all of the dragging coming from Billy? Or was it just sheer depression, like he had a bad day?
So
Or
that-
what led up to that? Your phone's breaking
So I
up.
didn't have a phone call with her before.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm on the road. That's why you may be able to hear me. I'm in close to an airport right now. But that night is when Billy came out about the anal thing, right? And so him and her was on the phone. You know, I can't tell you what their conversation was, but at the end of the conversation, he said now he see why people harm themselves. And so she said it didn't sound right to her. And so she inboxed a lot of us that she knew would talk to him, or anybody that she thought could get in touch with him.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you there. Do you remember when this call took place, like the day and the month?
September. And the only reason the date and the month would be okay because it's the same day that he sent the videos and the pictures to us. So there are 2 videos. There were 2 pictures. Now, again, when he sent them, we were unaware that he was sending them. What we were allowed when we got on the phone, right, when Private, let me back up. When Private inboxed me, she inboxed me her number. That's the first time I've ever had her number. Never talked to her on the back end before then. She inboxed me her number. I called her. She told me what her concern was. I started to call Kev like crazy. I couldn't get him. I called her back. He finally called me back, and I guess she was on his other phone. I thought we were all on 3-way because I can hear her clearly. And so we were talking. We allowed him to rant. He was crying. He was very emotional. We allowed him to rant. He said, y'all, I don't do this. This is what she likes to do. She likes to do this. I didn't force her, you know, all of that. And then he said, check your text. And when he said check your text, that's what it was. It was the videos. The pictures came later.
Okay.
I automatically deleted them. I was like, Kev, what in the world? And I automatically deleted them. He said, that's what I'm telling you. And then he even, on a live, he even described what was in the video. He described it. Me and Private never talked about it. I deleted it that night. I never opened my mouth. I never looked at it again, anything else. I didn't because, for me, it's nothing for me to see. I deleted it. I still don't have them. My phone has been gone where it needs to go at so that we can deal with this. But that night, he just sent it because I guess he wanted to. And I'm going to say, I felt like he sent it trying to prove that she likes that type of stuff.
Got you. And your first reaction was, Kev, what the hell? That was your first reaction.
That was my first reaction.
And then did you say anything in regards to, I believe you, or I understand that she's just doing this for clicks, likes, and views? Did you say anything?
I just let him rant. I just let, as a friend, you just kind of sit there. When you have a friend that's crying, think about it. He's crying. He's very emotional. I just let him rant. I let him rant. Plus, I just got a phone call that he's trying to harm himself. So I'm just going to listen to him.
Gotcha.
Just try to calm him down. Kev, are you okay? It's not worth it. It's okay to blow over. Just stay off the internet for a little while. I just let him rant. He just ranted.
Got you. Okay, so, because Kev does say that he recorded this call with you to use that.
That's what we keep trying to get everybody to do. Press him to play it. Because if he records that call, it's nothing on that call is going to indicate anything with me in private. It's going to really show Kev. So we want him to play it. I don't care if we got to pay him to play it. Tell him to play it.
Okay. So, and then the same from your recollection, the same kind of verbiage from Private, where she just kind of sat quietly and let him rant. She didn't say anything in accordance or agreement to, Kev, I believe you, you don't have to show us these images, or she said nothing in regards to Billy.
So, all he continued to do, I don't remember exactly what Private said, but I know it was more so because when she talked about that screenshot, on the screenshot, when he sent it to her, she sent a text back saying, what the hell?
Yes.
That was it. So that's the screenshot she was talking about. She screenshot her statement under the video. But other than that, we just kind of let him rant. You know what I mean? Like if you hear somebody just somberly crying and it's like he's at the moment kind of unconsolable, but we are trying to make sure he's not harming himself. She was in the headspace that he was going to hurt himself. That's why she inboxed a lot of us. But we just kind of let him go. He just kept saying she liked this, it wasn't me, she direct traffic, and he was just crying. So we kind of ran it. And by the time we got off the phone, he was in a better headspace. We told him just let it go, don't get back on there, don't show nobody. We did tell him don't send that to nobody else.
Yeah.
Because it can be considered as revenge.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Now, how did, from your recollection, how did Susu get that messy mail? Somebody privately sent it to her and said, Kev sent out an X tape of Billy, correct?
So from my understanding, Susu said it came from her Instagram. That she said first the person came in her chat. Vigilante came in her chat. And then there was a message from Vigilante in her inbox on Instagram that said something about they saw the video as well.
So from your recollection, only you and Private were the only two who saw that video.
On the phone call, we're the only ones. But if you listen to Kev, he said he talked to Sunset. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not as close to Kev as the other ladies are, like Sunset and iHeart and them. So if he would send that to me in private, I think he would send it to them because they are his close friends. But do I know if anybody else have it? I don't know. I just know that night I got it. When I got it, Nosy, I just deleted it.
Got you.
Time Kevin, I said, Kevin,
okay, so somebody in Kevin's camp on a burner page, presumably, reached out with messy mail to Susu and said that Kev has a video of Billy and they saw it. And that's how this all began. She doesn't have a signal, so you guys just give her a second, okay?
Yes, that's how it began because honestly, I honestly have never talked about that video. Nobody would have known I had it had he not said anything. So when it came to the front, what I believe is Vigilante is somebody he knows. I also believe that it could be him. And I believe that he set it up that way so that he can expose whatever he wanted to expose to kind of get in front of this crap. Because both of us left his platform, and I sent him a text just saying, hey, I just want to leave. I don't want to support you. And it stemmed from the way he was treating Noonie. And then what sealed the deal for me to leave is when he lied on me to private. That was enough for me. So I walked out the door and I did it nicely. I sent him a text on the back end. I said, I'm just going to go, I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to say anything bad about you. And I'm still not going to reveal back in conversations that he and I had. But when he brought this to the forefront, I had no choice.
Gotcha.
I had no choice because he tried to, when I heard it with my own ears, he said, if me in private distribute it out to somebody else, that's not on him. So for me, it's trying to say, you're saying I'm doing revenge porn, which now puts me and my family in jeopardy. And I'm not going for that, Nosy. I'm just not.
Got you. Okay, so the $5 million question is who sent the messy mail to Susu? You believe that Kev did it to expose receipts, likes, clicks, views, maybe monetary, financial, blah, 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 whatever you may will. That's your thought?
It is.
Okay.
Why he would do it, I don't know, because we honestly had a good relationship. A lot of people say that we didn't hold him accountable, but I'm one of those people that on the back end would always tell him when he was wrong. And if you listen to a clip that he said, he actually said, don't nobody else ever call me on the back end and tell me that they don't like what I say. If you don't like it, just move around. But I'm that person that used to always call him on the back end and clock when he's wrong. That's just me. I thought as a friend, if I am your friend, I should be able to tell you when you're wrong and vice versa. So honestly, I don't know why this went this way. I hate that it went this way. But at this point, I'm responding and protecting. That's it.
Got you. Now, somebody in the comments had asked about going through his phone, but you had already answered that a few hours ago and said you never met him, so you could have
I've never met Kev in person. I've never met Noonie nor Private in person. Me and Private first time talking on the telephone was that night in September. I talked to Noonie on a regular basis on the telephone, more than I talked to Kev. So yeah, we've never been through his phone. Never.
Got you. So that theory about the theory behind why he decided just on a random night just to randomly record that call kind of adds it kind of gives a little bit of notion to your theory that this could have been a setup for a potential cash grab, right? Like he knew that by having that call recorded that in the future that it could be something to monetize. I see what you're saying.
I don't believe he has that call. I don't believe he recorded it. And the reason I know he didn't record it, because Nosy, it would put him under. That call wouldn't do nothing to me in private. It does not serve him any justice to have it. So if that's why I keep saying make him press to play it. I'm okay with him playing it because I know what that call was about with all three of us on there. I know it has nothing that can hurt me nor private. So if he pressed play on that call, it's going to put Kev down, not us. Not us. It would prove that he sent it to us. It would prove that we did not know he was sending it. I mean, it's just on him. You know, it wouldn't be nothing for us. So that's why I keep saying, y'all, please press him to play that call. Press him to play that call.
Got you. So, because you don't think the call actually exists.
No, why would he record that? It's going to screw him. It's not going to screw nobody.
Got you. So if he didn't record the call and he made it up, then what do you think that he's trying to get out of you guys?
I don't know. I think he's trying to get tactics. I don't think he remember what he said that night because Kev was like oh my God, he was so distraught. So I don't even believe he knows what he said that night. Mm-hmm. A lot of it, I don't think he do. But I don't know. You know, that's why me in private keep saying, play the call. Play the call. So yeah, it's nothing that he can do to harm us with that call. So we're begging him to play it.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to get back into this clip, but you really filled in a lot of those gaps that we had. Please drive safely, but come up if you have any other statements you want to add, okay? I'll drop you so you keep your eyes at 10 and 2, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Okay, interesting. Her theories are... Okay. Theories is crazy. They're crazy good is what I'm saying, not in a bad way. Because like, if the call doesn't exist, then it kind of like, you know, if the call doesn't exist, right? And people are like, Kev, just play the call, play the call, play the call. It plays into him being the quote unquote good guy. Like he's not going to expose that. That's really noble of you, you know, Kev. That's so noble that you won't expose those text messages or play those calls. That's so noble. You're such a good guy for protecting those women's privacy. Do you see how that plays? But if he does play the call, then he just looks like a dirty bastard, right? So it plays into Carrie's theory that the call doesn't actually exist. And because the call doesn't exist, it can be played off as, oh, he's such a nice guy for not playing that. Look how he sticks to his word. He's just so studious. What's up, Brenda? I see you finally woke up. Brenda, I wanted to hear your thoughts on the whole Kiana and Heartbreaker package debacle, because let me just say this to Brenda real quick and we're going to go back into Susu's live. My theory is that, well, I don't have a theory, but I do have a lot of questions for Kiana as to why she didn't go to the police, call the CDC and have that package picked up, and why she felt it wasn't important enough to report when we've seen Kiana report other, lesser things. But you were on the panel the whole time, in and out of the panel, Packagegate. You were in and out of the panel the whole time. So I would just kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on what you think about the whole thing. But if you get a chance, come up. If you're not stuck in the woods with that man. But we're going to go back to Kev's clip because we're talking about Kev now. But if you wanted to come up, Brenda, the mods will let you up, okay?
Have to be the page that sent it to me because the page that sent it to me said they seen it themselves.
I didn't send nothing.
I didn't send it to you.
Girl, that man.
And I don't have but one page. My only page is anointed.
My question is this, right?
This man is saying that y'all was bragging about y'all was going to, you know, show that y'all had the video.
Who we bragging about it to?
He said in the live. He said in the live, y'all was saying, I'll show the video with Billy. I'll show the video with Billy.
Who's live?
Pull up the live.
And then he just said a second ago.
No, not in the live. He said on a phone call, private. He told you.
Wait a minute.
You said.
I
He
did.
said on the phone call. You said that you were that Lorenzo from Broco was in your inbox.
So
And
His bitch.
And he
He
told
also
you,
real quick, that y'all were on
quick. He
live
told
saying
you.
that y'all
Hold
was
on,
going to
just a
show
second.
that tape.
Hold
Thank
on,
you, we are
just a
one.
He
second.
so said that. That y'all was going to
Hold
show
on,
that
Kiana,
tape.
because AJ
Hold on
was
just a
speaking.
second.
We're going to do one
Hold
at
on
a time
just a
over
second.
here. Go ahead, AJ.
Thank you, baby. So he said that you told him that Lorenzo from Broco was in your inbox. His response to you was, ooh, I'ma tell. He said then your response to him was, Kev, be careful. I still got that video of Billy. He said to you, then why would you do that? You said you deleted it. You said you deleted it. Now he said he has this phone call recorded. So did that happen?
yes, that happened. That exactly happened.
Hi, you guys. I'd like to ask one more time before I really get ignorant and ghetto. Please help me close my live goal. It's my second live goal of the night, and it's taking me some time to close it. I don't know what's happening or what's going on. Thank you, Sag. I don't know what's happening or what's going on. But if I got to put you niggas upside down and shake you, I will.
And I did. And
So
he
you
said-
did
Thank
you
you.
did tell him that you had deleted the video.
Thank you,
Well,
Brandy.
I also have an iPhone, so if he has it recorded, what I told him exactly was, Kev, if you do that, because he has an ex to grind with Lorenzo. So I said, Kev, if you do that,
Thank you, you
then
guys.
don't forget that I have an ace. I have something on you. And he was like, what do you have? And I was like, remember that video you sent? And he was like, you told me you deleted it. Because listen, AJ, when I said that to him, the first words out of his mouth was, I'm telling. And I was like, why would you do that, Kev? If I don't expose my own DMs, why would you do that? I'm telling, like childish, like a kid. Because he has an axe to grind with Lorenzo Broco. Okay? This was during the time that all that party stuff was going on, and he was uninvited, but they were using his image, remember? And Lorenzo's Broco was named, his name was mentioned on that party stuff. You remember? Okay, so that's when this was all happening, and he was upset with Lorenzo Broco. Okay? Now, I'm wrong. I should not have shared this with Kev, but
It sounds like Kev thinks that Lorenzo is married. I'm pretty sure Lorenzo is like out of bro code. I think Lorenzo's the only single one. So I think the reason why Kev said that is because a lot of people, because bro code started off as like this like married brotherhood, you know. Turns out half of them all got side pieces and side babies. Half of them got side pieces and side babies. So obviously, because T-Top exposed most of that, but I think that's what Kev thought. I think that's what Kev presumed. Like, oh, Lorenzo, you know, I'm telling, because Lorenzo got a wife, but everybody knows Lorenzo, I think, is one of the only single ones in bro code. The only actual. Let me correct myself. Lorenzo is the only one in bro code who is legitimately. Lorenzo is the only one in bro code who is legitimately single, not fake play single like the like the rest of them in bro code who pretend to be single but got actual wives. He has a fiance, I heard. Okay, he does. I thought, I've always known him to be single, but again, my history with bro code is so many years ago, so it's possible he has a single. So that's what I think is what Kevin's like, oh, I got him, or whatever, you know, like I'm telling, is because he probably presumed that he was in a relationship.
but because listen to me, y'all. This man has listen to me. I'm a single woman. single men in my DMs, I don't believe that that's like news here.
Lorenzo is not single, he's married.
Wait, Lorenzo's married?
Well, listen. So I don't know that man personally. I haven't lied about anything here. But yes, I did
He's
remind
not? Okay,
him
I didn't think he
when he
was.
said that he was going to tell that. I did remind him of that video, but on my mom, I have never sent that video or shared that video with anyone. I wouldn't do that. As a matter of fact, I tried to protect him, and I told him when he shared it to me and Carrie, and the truth is, if I take a screenshot, my phone, I recovered that video because I did delete it. But when he said that about Lorenzo, I recovered it. And my phone, my iPhone tells me the phone number and the time that I received that video. And Carrie also would have received that video at the same time. See, he on an Android, little boy shit. Okay? So, Carrie.
My bad, they said he got married. My bad.
Okay, so Carrie, who is also on an iPhone, her phone should show about the same time. We received Carrie right or wrong. We received that at the same time. So her phone should have the same timestamp. It may have a different phone number because, like I told y'all, he was on one phone with me and one phone with her on speaker. This was the night that all of this stuff was coming out, and we were trying to. Okay, so I was on the phone with Kev. The night that he sent us that video was the night that Billy started talking about the anal part of their relationship, and I was talking to Kev about it, and Kev got emotional, and the conversation got heavy, and his voice changed. It sounded like he was crying. It sounded like Kev was crying. So at the end of the call, he said, "Now I see why people unalive themselves." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Now I understand why people take their own lives." And it was jarring for me. I'm a mandated reporter. So when somebody gives me the impression that they will hurt themselves or someone else, I'm required to report it. So he was like, "Private, I'ma just go off the phone." I said, "No, you're not. You're going to stay on this phone with me. We're going to talk through this." He said, "No, I got to go." I said, "Kev, if you hang up this call, I'm going to call the police." He said, "I'm just going to take a shower." I said, "Make it a quick shower." I said, "If you don't call me back quickly, I'm going to think something happened and I'm going to call the police." So we got off the call. But as soon as we got off the call, you guys, I could not rest. I was very concerned about him. And so I inboxed him.
Mandated reporters are mostly for children and elder, like vulnerable communities, right? Kevin's pretty old, so I guess he'd be a part of a vulnerable community. But yeah, mandated reporters are for, thank you, Brandy. Thank you very much, Brandy. They're really for vulnerable communities, you know, the elderly, the disabled, and children, anybody who is deemed like could be taken advantage of or is being taken advantage of. And a mandated reporter has a duty to report if they think something is occurring with them. So, you know, based off Kev's age, she probably felt as though like, you know, this would be a prime case. This would be appropriate to call if I feel as though he is might do something to himself, you know. So I can understand why she does that, and that's commendable because she didn't have to, you know. Like a guardian, yeah, like that, like a mandated reporter. Mandated reporters are anybody who works for the state. If you work for the state, you work for the federal government. Anybody who works in state and local government are typically mandated reporters. So teachers, childcare workers, postal workers, firefighters, cops. Typically, you think of anybody who has a federal job, and then outside of the federal jobs, right, from state and local, then you go to hospitals. So anybody in the hospital, from the janitors who work in hospitals, you're mandated reporters, nurses, doctors, home health aides, anybody who, because those people who work in hospitals, they're typically around vulnerable people, whether people are injured, right? They're just of sound mind, but they have an injury, right? And they feel like somebody's taking advantage of a person with a broken leg at a hospital. If you're a janitor and you walk in on someone taking advantage of a woman laying down with a broken leg, but she's like under medication, you have a duty to report that, right? Like someone, I feel like somebody's taking advantage of the patient. So anybody in the hospital, any state and local workers or federal workers, those are typically all mandated reporters under that umbrella. Okay, that makes sense.
Here on TikTok, I inboxed iHeart, I inboxed Sunset, I inboxed Carrie. This is how me and Carrie came to have each other's phone number. I inboxed these ladies and I said, hey, I just got off a call with Kev. I didn't like the way he sounded. Can you please call and check on him? I just messaged anybody that I thought had a direct line to him. And I didn't go into detail. I just said, please call him. That was it. Please call him. And I can show proof of that in my messages. Okay? And that was the night. That's how me, him, and Carrie ended up on that call.
Mind you, a call that Kev thought was important to record. I want to hear from Kev. Why did he think that call was important to record, if it exists? Which I believe it does. I believe it does exist. I want to know why he has it. And if he did have it, he's most certainly listened to it in the last 24 hours. I want to know why he has that call. What possessed him to record it that night? What was so significant about that night to record it?
Okay, but if you a mandated reporter, so you didn't call the police, you ended up on the phone with him again?
Security, please.
I ended up on the phone with him again. Yes, because he said he was okay. He was like, no, I'm okay. I'm just going to take a shower. I'm just going to take a shower. And the truth is, AJ, if I try to report it, all I have is his phone number. I don't know where he lives. I don't have his address. I don't even know what city Kev lives in. So,
okay, my next question. If you knew that what he did was revenge porn and you were using it as blackmail against him as a mandated reporter, yeah, you said, Kev, if you do that, I'm going to do this.
Okay, but that's not blackmail. That is...
Oh, snap. I clicked off of it. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying, girl. Like,
hold on, that's Manny.
No.
Hold on.
Me reminding him. Blackmail is black.
That is blackmail. That she admitted to publicly on a very large platform.
Blackmail is Kev. If you send me this $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, or this is me saying, Kev, don't do that, right? Don't.
What you did to him is the textbook definition of blackmail. Susan, do you mind if I talk
not
on
a
your
warning.
panel for just 1 second?
That is a blackmail is to elicit something out of somebody if they don't do something. If you're trying to elicit something. Kev, if you say anything about this Lorenzo guy being in my DMs, I'm going to release or show that video or tell people you sent me that video of Billy. That's blackmail. She is negotiating a very illegal video that she possesses in order to elicit a response out of Kev. That is blackmail. That is a textbook definition of blackmail. She is threatening him with something in order to get him to do something. She is threatening him with something in order for him to do something. That is she blackmailed him. She did. That's what it is. It's not about it being Kev's fault or not. We're talking about, is it blackmail? It is blackmail.
Absolutely.
After I finish, you
She's
can.
about to finish her question and then you go, okay? Go ahead, finish your question so she can go.
So if you knew that it was so bad that you could hold it over him, that you had this one little thing then the whole time you were holding it as a mandated reporter, why wouldn't you report it?
Why wouldn't I report what? Because
That's revenge porn.
when he sent it to me, he did not send it to me as revenge porn. What the video that he sent to me, when he sent it, it was not as a revenge.
Stop talking. You just hurt yourself. Stop talking.
I didn't hurt myself
Oh,
intentionally
Lord.
because I received something. When he sent it to me, when he sent it to me, he did not send it to me as revenge porn. He sent it to me to prove a point. It's based on the things that Billy was saying here on TikTok. She said some things about him that were not true.
Okay, wait, private, baby. That is the exact definition of revenge porn.
It's not. What Kev did was, what Kev did can be classified as whatever you want to classify it as, but it's most certainly illegal. And you don't have to get into the penal codes and all of the definitions of it. What Kev did by sending that video out was illegal. Just by the way that Billy looks and sounds, I wouldn't even consider that porn. I would consider it child porn. Let's be real. That woman looks like a child. Okay, she looks like an infant child, and I just find everything about her disturbing. And so Kev receiving that video and sending it is illegal. So you don't even got to get to the meat and potatoes of what it is. It's just illegal. Him sending it to them is illegal. Period. Could Kev, if he gets charged, argue it in court that I sent it in confidence because, I wanted to prove that I wasn't sentencing. That's how that works. So did he post it on a thumb drive and drop it from the sky, drop 1,000 copies of it from the sky in a helicopter? Or did he send it to his closest confidants to prove that he wasn't trying to sodomize this woman? Those two things both being illegal, but how egregious each of those things are going to determine how you are sentenced. What Kev did was illegal, point blank, period. But how he argues it in front of a judge and a jury of his own peers is going to determine how the sentence is going to be laid out. Like, did he post it on Twitter and pay 1 million bots to redistribute it? Or was he sobbing uncontrollably on the phone and sending it to his friends to prove that he didn't do anything wrong to this woman? Yeah, it's still illegal, but it may not be as illegal. It may not be a high degree of sentencing because it wasn't bots redistributing it to 1 million people. That's all that means. You don't have to split hairs on it. It's illegal. It's just illegal. That you don't have to get into the meat and potatoes of, well, he sent it this way, so technically it's not that illegal. And no, you don't have to argue that. It's illegal. And if Billy goes to court with it, then that is her business. That is her prerogative. And the judge will have to the Fulton County judges will have to do what they do with it. That's all. Just pray for, mercy on Kev if you rock with Bando. Just pray for mercy on Kev. But more than likely, Billy probably will go to the authorities and say something about it, right? But arguing the semantics of it is just a waste of time because nobody knows how a judge is going to rule on that at all. That's just a waste, okay? Please, there's a lot of people without herpes in here. It's looking real scary. About 1,900 of you in here, and it's looking real scary that ain't nobody got no motherfucking herpes. I'm nervous for y'all. I don't like it. I'd hate for the mods have to give you the boot, but the herpes is going crazy, that there's none in here. From Sarah says, y'all listen to her. OMG, does that make no sense? Happy Sunday. Good night. What a waste of your what? I don't know what you're saying, friend. Okay.
I am in